Okay, today I'm going to give you a travel tip. It's probably the best travel tip you're ever going to get because it's so good. I'm just going to get right into it. The first year I went to France, I was so worried about France that I didn't think that much about the plane ride to France, okay? So I get on the plane, and there's all kind of things I like to have with me on a plane, and I didn't think of all the things. I was just thinking about euro and money and taxis and all that. So I get on the plane and I'm miserable because what do I want on a 7 or 8 hour plane ride? I want a nice blanket to cozy up and go to sleep in my seat. We all know about airplane blankets. They're gross. They're disgusting. I think they order their blankets from the same place like prisons order their blankets because it's like a punishment to even use one. And they're sticky and just, I don't know what's going on with that whole scene. But you've all heard on an airplane, on a long trip, to take a scarf, a large scarf like this. This is one I got at TJ Maxx. A large scarf on a plane, and it can double as a blanket. You know, you can kind of wrap yourself up in it and everything else. And that's kind of true. But this one, I mean, I don't really, anyway, okay. It worked on one of my trips, but it wasn't that great. Well, I've thought of something even better. I don't know what made me think of this, but okay, here is my carry-on that I got a couple years ago to take to France every year, okay? I got it at TJ Maxx. It was $25. I think it's very stylish and pretty, and I love it, okay? Well, inside this carry-on, I have a blanket. It's my favorite blanket, but it's giant. Like, it's not a twin, it's not a throw, it's in between, but it's down. So when you carry it around, it's big, it's giant, you know, they're full of air. So I took one of those space bags that you get like at Walmart or whatever, and I shrink my blanket up. Now, this one's not even shrunk very much because I did it really fast, and usually I have my husband lay on it too, and then let me tell you, it's like tissue paper when he lays on it because he outweighs me by like 100 pounds. So this isn't even that flat, but look how it slips perfectly into my carry-on. And the first time my husband saw me doing this, see, it goes in perfect. You don't even see it really, okay? The first time I told my husband I was doing this, he looked at me like I was crazy. He said, first of all, you can't even function with that thing on the plane. Oh yeah, I can, because let me show you what I do. I get on the plane and the food is gone and everybody's, you know, it's getting dark, you know, I don't know what time in the morning, and I just open my bag very discreetly and pull out my blanket. And then it puffs all up, and you have this entire blanket. You can cocoon your whole body in it so you're not touching anything. And trust me, I'm not touching, this never touches the floor of the airplane. It's only in my personal space because I don't want germs on it more than, you know. Okay. So I have this entire giant blanket on the plane. It is so good. In fact, my husband and I lift the arm seat and we share it. That's how big it is. I got it at Target. It was $10. It was on clearance. It was at Christmas time a couple years ago. They sell similar ones every year. That's why it's green and red, because it's Christmassy. Anyway, then when we get close to France or wherever I'm going, I fold it up. It's not that hard to stuff it back in this bag. And these bags come in all different sizes. And then I just kind of squeeze the air out briefly. But at that point, I'm so tired. It's 7 in the morning where we're going. No one cares, even if I just wrapped up in this blanket and walked off the plane. But you know, it is Paris, so you got to look chic, right? So I stuff it back in my bag, okay? Then, while I'm at the apartment, this is my little blanket I can take a nap with. It's so awesome. And my husband gets jealous, so we have to share it, sort of. So I've got my jet lag nap. I've got my plane blanket nap thingy. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore, but it's just so exciting. I have even started taking this, like last month I went to Daytona, which is about 2 hours away or something. And I was with a bunch of girlfriends, and we were in this small condo. So we were sleeping on the floor, on the beds, on the couches, you know. I had my blanket, of course, with me. And I took my goose down pillow in another space bag, flattened it to nothing. Both of these fit in a tiny suitcase. So I had my own private pillow and blanket for my weekend in Daytona. I don't know. There's just something about having your own stuff. A couple other things I always remember on the plane. I always pack a small makeup bag because you look kind of yuck when you get somewhere after that many hours. I always bring those new toothpaste things. They're Colgate. I guess other companies make them now, but they're Wisp, W-I-S-P-S, and you can brush your teeth with them without water. They're not perfect, but they're so much better than nothing. I always pack, of course, my books, my iPad, my glasses, my crossword puzzles, my Sudoku, is that how you say it? And something else I always pack is a pair of socks, because I like to take my shoes off on the plane, and usually I'm wearing some sort of shoe that doesn't require socks, right? And so I always have my own socks because I don't want my feet to touch the floor anyway. Now, if I go to the bathroom, I put my shoes on. But in my seat, like I'm acting like a plane is germy, but really think about it, it kind of is, you know? So I have my socks, I have my blanket, I have my magazines, I have everything, and you just get set in your little area. Now, one more tip. My husband has always insisted on having the aisle seat. Now, we always try to sit where there's only 2 seats. If the plane's not like a giant one, we always try to sit 2. He always wants the aisle. Insists on having the aisle because he feels like it has so much more room. And I go, fine, honey, I'll take the window. Let me tell you something. The window seat's the seat to have. And let me tell you why. Because you have your armrest and then you have that wall. I'm telling you, there's more space next to the wall because next to the aisle, you're in the aisle and the cart can hit you and everything if your foot or your something. Okay, next to the window, you have all this room and you have a place to lay. Hello, a place for your head. You can bunch this up and make it into a pillow. It's the best seat in the house. Well, one time, I don't know why, but we switched and he sat by the window. Now, he wants the window seat every time he goes more. I said, oh no, for 30 years of our marriage, you made me take the window. You're not stealing it from me now. So it's kind of a funny thing now because he wants the window and because he figured out too, that is a much better seat on a long flight because you've got that extra space and place to lean without, you know, people go to sleep like that on the plane. It's really sad. But anyway, so that's my travel tip. You can get those things anywhere. They're called space bags. I think I got mine at Walgreens. They're cheap. They come in all different sizes. There's a million other uses for them, but I've never seen anyone take a space bag on a plane. One more thing, you can, of course, if you want to pack a lot of stuff and there's not room, you can use space bags in your actual suitcase. I've done that once, but the clothes get super wrinkled. But I thought of a way to do that today, a reason. If you're going snow skiing and you get on the plane in Tampa and it's hot, you don't want your giant goose down parka with you because you look like an idiot. No matter what time of year, you're not going to look appropriate in one of those. But if you space bag it and put it in your carry-on, hey, you land in Denver, you put your parka on, you head to Vail, you're all set. So that's my travel tip for today. I'm sorry that I have not been YouTubing. Things have been crazy around here, but I'm doing about 5 today. So I'll be uploading them, you know, every couple days for the next couple of weeks. So do check back, probably more than you're checking back now because I've been so lax at getting them done. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.